And we are live. Hello, everyone. It doesn't matter what it is you know, it doesn't matter what it is you do. If you are not being seen and heard, it is as good as you not existing in the first place. Today's masterclass is something that is so dear to my heart. Grab your notepad, grab your journal, and let's get this show started. Yes, and tell your friends as well. We are about to have a class like no other. I will be sharing no nonsense tips for you to live stream like a pro. And with that being said, let's get this show on the road. Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back. We're going straight to it. No nonsense tips to host a live stream like a pro. So many of you don't know, but I started my journey in a couple of days as of the time of this recording. It will be 7 years when I hit for the first time, I hit the go live button on the Periscope app. And what a game changer that was, not just for my life, but for my business. It continues to amaze me when I hear stories and feedback from women and men who have been inspired by my journey, many of whom I have worked with also on their journey, and just seeing all the possibilities that going live did for me. And I'm about to share with you how you can get started or raise the bar if you have already started and become a pro. So this is where we will begin. The secret is out. The secret to reaching thousands and possibly millions of people in less than 15 minutes a day. Because this is a big question people ask. How long do I have to go live for? I cannot imagine speaking for 1 hour or 2 hours without the fear of making a mistake and without the fear of losing my audience. And so I like to keep it simple. 15 minutes a day is all I ask for you to get started. And let me amuse you. I've had a client who said to me, Naomi, I've never gone live. What am I going to do for that time? I said, you know what? This is it. Start with introduction. Believe me, and this is the truth. I am not even kidding. Her very first live session lasted for more than 1 hour. It was so interactive. People showed up, people joined her, and she just couldn't stop. Then it was when Instagram Live allowed for just 60 minutes. I promise you, she ended after the first hour and came on again for another hour. And this was the same person who wasn't sure, what am I going to say when I go live? So the secret is out. This is one way that you can connect with not just your local community, but a global one. I have a now famous quote. It was something I came up with when I started. Why be local when you can be global? And it was because I saw the possibilities. With the touch of a button, literally the world was coming to me. And I figured, well, let's do this. Let's connect with the world. Why build a business locally when you can have both? When you can impact your community and you can also connect with others from around the world who need exactly what you have to offer. So, if before now you've been thinking what you have to offer is just for your local community, you may want to check again. There just might be need for what you are producing, what you are creating in your corner of the world. So, I'm hoping today that this masterclass brings you all that you need to get that journey started, or simply just raising the bar if you have already started live streaming. Live video is changing the way brands interact with their audiences. I am going to share some mind blowing statistics in a few seconds, and you really want to pay attention to them. if you are in business or if you are considering going into business. Remember, the New Rich Show is powered proudly by the New Rich Global Community. We are a lifestyle community on a mission to teach you how to leverage your time, create wealth, and build a legacy. So be sure to go back to the person who invited you here today on how you can become a part of this community. All right, let's get into it. A live video strategy engages viewers in immediate and authentic ways. In other words, in real time. So people ask, what's the difference? Why can't I just post a video? Why do I have to go live? Good question. Great question. This is why it is real time, it is immediate, and it is authentic. With a recorded video, of course, you know what it is. You can chop off the parts you don't like. You can, I don't know, touch it up, for lack of a better word. With live videos, it's real time. If you make mistakes, it's going to be there. And let me just tell you quickly, give yourself some grace. People are not looking to connect with a perfect human being, because there is no perfect human being out there. I think one of the secrets of my growth over the years has been the fact that I show up in my most authentic way. And sometimes I've made mistakes. If you go back and listen to this again at the beginning, you will see that I was almost blabbing when I was talking about getting your notes and getting your journals. I was not, that was not a smooth flow, but I was live and I couldn't stop. I got to be honest. A part of me almost wanted to delete and start again. But I'm like, no, this is exactly what it is. People need to see us sometimes in just the most raw form, right? Not the polished, not the fine tuned, not the refined form. I think it will shock you to know, when I got my first international award in India in 2019, it was from an Instagram live connection. And I remember meeting with Niharika for the first time. She had found me while I was live, and in her own words, on that particular day, and I remember that day, I had scheduled a live session and I got caught up with prepping meals for my family. So I was a little sweaty. I was not in the best form, but I decided to show up and make that the topic. And so when I came on a little sweaty, I shared what I was up to and how I could have canceled, but because I made up my mind to be there at the time I said I would, then we're going to do it. And she was, in her own words, fascinated that someone could show up, raw like that, and turn something that was happening in that instant to a learning curve. And that's exactly what connected her to me. And she stayed following me for quite a bit until an opportunity came for nominations of women who were changing the world, and she picked me. It was so humbling to travel all the way to India for the first time. And I didn't even go alone. I had to take some sisters with me who were also shaking things in their own corner. And that was a truly life changing moment. As of the time of this recording, one of the connections I made in India, a book author, Catherine Wynne, she wrote the book Slay Like a Mother. She actually just left my home country, Nigeria, to host her event, or rather, to be a part of my event. I mean, we were literally like co hosts. So, me using that word, yes, because it was both the Women with Stories in partnership with the Mom Complex, and that is her company. And she brought 500 copies of that same book, Slay Like a Mother, to my home country, Nigeria, and we had such a blast. And you can follow the event and all the highlights at the Women with Stories on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, so this was a little throwback and present experience of what live videos can do for you. It's done so much for me, but in just this instant, I wasn't even planning on telling that story, but I guess it will serve someone who's watching this. anything can happen. Anything can happen. It doesn't mean you can't prepare. I mean, I took some time to prepare for this. I have my signature red lipstick on, and I mean, you can see that I'm not all sweaty. So there is need for you to balance this. So I'm not subscribing for you to lose yourself and say, oh, well, Naomi got an Indian connection just showing up all sweaty. There was a reason for it. And the reason became what I shared when I was live. And so I'm sure you get it. Let's move quickly. Okay, let's go. These are some statistics I feel you should see. 91 million subscribers will utilize live streaming by 2024. 47% of viewers are live streaming more than a year ago. Live streaming topped 1.1 billion hours in 2019. I'm sure it probably tripled in 2020 when we were forced to go on lockdown across the world. 80% of audiences would rather watch live video from a brand than read a blog. 82% prefer live videos from a brand to social posts. 62% of consumers are more likely to have a negative perception of a brand that publishes poor quality video. And this is very good to know because sometimes when people tell me I want to do videos, I often say if you can't if you don't have the budget to have a proper production, because the standards are really high, people expect to see good quality videos. If you want to build your authority, if you want to put your content out there, I am a big believer of doing it well. And it could cost you a bit if you're starting out in, creating and producing those videos. And so I simply suggest go live. I mean, get cleaned up, look good in a sustainable way. Sustainable in the sense that if you want to go all out and have a professional makeup artist do you up before you go live, as long as you can sustain that, please, by all means. What is not okay is if you start with that and maybe you can't sustain having a makeup artist do you up all the time, do you beyond when you started, it becomes a problem because you could then decide, okay, I'm no longer showing up because people are so used to seeing me with my makeup all prim and proper. And so it's not going to look okay to show up without my makeup. If you're a makeup artist or if you know how to do your makeup professionally really well, don't ask me because I don't even try. I've been planning to do better, but I really can't go wrong with my red lipstick and a little bit of powder or foundation. So yeah, I mean, it's what it is. All right. So if you can't look good in a sustainable way, uh, I think it's best you start with something that is sustainable. That's just what it is. Let's just go on. Enjoyment of video increased sales intent by 97% and brand association by 139%. I'll skip this. After watching a video, 64% of users are more likely to buy a product online. I'll share one more here. I love this one. Video in an email leads to 200 to 300% increase in click through rate. Videos are powerful. And what I'm simply saying is we must learn to embrace the positive aspects of globalization and disregard the negative ones. There's people who still think social media is bad. There are trolls, there are haters, and people are just bad. People will judge you, people will condemn you. I get that. And it is true. It happens. However, if you focus on the negative and refuse to show up, there are people who need what you have to offer. And I would say show up for them. All right. So it's time for you to allow your voice to be heard, not just on the local level, but on the global level. If you're watching me right now or on the replay, you can put this in the chat box. I am not a local champion. Yes, you are not a local champion. It's great that you're serving your local community, but believe me, the world is your center stage. Grab it. Grab it. All right. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part. So I broke this class into small bites so that you can enjoy it, even if you have to watch over and over again, which I highly recommend. So this second part, I want to talk about the benefits. So you've seen this, you've seen the numbers, and you're saying, okay, maybe I should consider this live video thing, but what are the benefits? These are some of the benefits. First, capture interest. It allows you also become top of mind. It positions you to be seen as an expert and authority in your niche and industry. It allows you to reach a wider audience. It allows you to even understand your audience as you speak to them. Truly, truly profound. You can tell your story. You can conduct trainings. You can host Q&A sessions. You can take us behind the scenes. If you've got physical products, you can give us a sneak peek as you create. If you don't have physical products, you can take us through your day and what goes on behind the scenes. I mean, you can host interviews, you can collaborate with other businesses, find what complements what you offer and what your clients need, what your clients need. And you can also take us on a tour during a live event. I used to do this back in the days when I would be attending an event. I would go live and just take my audience through some of the highlights of the event. Especially when it's a paid event, you want to be careful. You can just do a bit of highlights, but you don't want to live stream a paid event. Uh, it's not fair to those who have organized it. So discretion, wisdom is profitable to direct you. Of course, you can promote your own events. During the pandemic, we saw a lot of local churches that were not even considering live stream as an option finally jump on it. And today, you have a lot of people who are being ministered to from the comfort of their locations without having to go into a physical building because a lot of services are being live streamed. And the same goes for events. Now you have both an in person option and a virtual option. And I think it's profound that we now have this ability. And it's always been there, but I mean, now in a greater way, we are embracing the need to live stream our own events. Okay. Now let's talk about the fear of going live because this is a big one. Naomi, what if I stutter? What if I forget what I was going to say? I am afraid to go live. I've heard it all. I'm not okay with how I look. I don't like my teeth. I don't like my smile. I don't like my hair. I don't like my skin. By the way, if you're not okay with your skin, I've got products that will help. So you can send me a DM and I will hook you up real nicely. But to be honest, everything you want is on the other side of fear. I can't imagine. Sometimes I come into my home office and I look around me. I see growth. I see a beautiful journey. It's not been the easiest, but I wouldn't change a thing about it. And all of this came to be from that moment when I touched the go live button for the first time. And so there's so much on the other side of fear. And I was really afraid when I started. I mean, for 3 weeks, I was watching all the people that were going live, and I admired their confidence. I admired their boldness. I loved the conversations. I desired it, but for the life of me, I just couldn't do it. But I remember on that day, October 11th, 2015, it was about 6 p.m. ish, and Janine was speaking. She was one of those great periscopers at the beginning, and she was teaching and she started talking about there will never be a perfect time for you to go live. There will never be a perfect time. And I remember coming out of that. I was in my bedroom. My husband was in the living room. I remember my kids were playing video game in front of the television. And I grabbed him and I said, you know what, we're doing this. We're going live. And he kept saying, are you not going to prepare for it? I said, look, if I don't do this right now, it's never going to happen. And I'm so glad I did it. I broke out in a hot sweat. I stumbled on something on my way out the door. I didn't even know how to tap the screen to make the camera turn towards me. But I remember just blocking the camera because when I went live, it was actually capturing my kids. But I kind of figured it out because I was touching everything. And at some point, the camera had me on. And I was like, okay, let's do this. But it was scary. It was scary. But it's almost 7 years now. Time is time will fail me to talk about all the wonderful things, the impact, the celebrations, the accolades. Yes, because I've put in the work, and I embrace all the ways, all the many ways I've been celebrated around the world. I'm a two-time TEDx speaker today. Last year, 2021, I got honored with a doctorate degree. My goodness, in another part of the world, like not in my home country. Come on. It feels good. It feels good to know that just a simple thing like touching touching a button, just so simple, yet so profound. Thank you, Amalmi. Good to have you here. So simple, yet so profound could change my life. And I know countless others that I've had the privilege of working with on my journey and where they are today. I even have some people who never worked with me directly, but they followed my journey and they embraced my my call, my call to the world. Go live. They embraced it and they have all the results showing today. So, to escape fear, you have to go through it, not around it. And this is a quote by Richie Norton. And you might wonder, is it worth it? Yes, it is worth it. I think just sharing a little bit of my story should inspire you to do it anyway, and do it for those that need you. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that in a minute. Think about the people waiting for you to show up. That is a major reason why I do it. Sometimes it's not convenient, but I'm not showing up for me. I'm showing up for the people who need what I have to offer, and that is one of the greatest ways I know I have subdued fear. Yes, fear can be subdued. So pause and think about the change you want to see happen through your business, through your service, your work. What will be different in your life, your community, and the nation at large because you showed up? This is a very practical exercise. You know, do the work of asking yourself, what will be different in my life, in my community, and the nation because I showed up? And there has to be a difference because you're special, right? You are special. Put it in your journal, write it down, and keep it close because anytime you want to feel discouraged, let it serve as a reminder of why you are doing this in the first place. It's what keeps me going. It's not about me. My life mission is to die empty, serving the world with all that God has blessed me with and living fully while I'm at it. And that life calls for me to show up. I don't want to take my gifts to the grave, and neither should you. Because when you do that, you are robbing us of all the awesomeness that you are. Live videos are not the only way for you to be visible, but it is a very easy and practical way that you can actually be seen and heard. And one of the ways that you can have the world connect with you without you breaking the bank. And that is such a big deal. So, how do you get started? Let's go. Very simple. Smartphone internet connection. Now we have apps like StreamYard that allow you to multi-stream, or rather to stream into multi-destination. So right now I'm streaming on Facebook and on YouTube, and that is just so amazing. When I started, apps like StreamYard were not existing. But to keep it really simple, your smartphone, internet connection, and the right mindset. It is so important that you've got your mind in the game, and also being clear about the value you want to bring to your community, the value you want to bring to the nation and the world. You must realize this. You are valuable. You are valuable. Doesn't matter what people have said to you. You are valuable. You may not have found it yet, but you are valuable. Picture a diamond. Diamonds don't come out looking all shiny and beautiful at the beginning. It goes through a lot of process to become what is treasured and in high demand around the world. So even if you're not at a place where you think that you've got anything to offer, do the work. Come become a part of a community where we will bring out and call out that seed of greatness in you. Once again, the New Rich Show is powered by the New Rich Global Community, where we are on a mission to help you leverage your time, create wealth, and build a legacy. And you really want to become a part of this community. But let's wrap this segment up. So, what else do you need? You need a ring light when lighting is poor, because you want people to see your face. So it's day now, and this is a hack that I teach. If when it's day, make sure your face is toward the window. When your face is toward the window, you have this beautiful sun kiss on your skin. So even if you don't have the gadgets yet, you can take this hack to the bank. All right. So never turn your back away from the window, especially when it's during the day. It's not going to work at night. During the day is when this hack works because of the sun. If it's not a sunny day, it's not going to work. But when it's a bright day, this is a great hack. You can also get a tripod stand. This is a mini one that I have to ensure your hands are not shaky when you're speaking. So right now I'm using my laptop because I'm using the StreamYard app. However, when you're using your smartphone, you can actually use a tripod. All right. And this allows you to express yourself if you're like me, and also to not let your video be shaky if when you're speaking, right? Okay, awesome. Let's go. So repeat with me. I have all it takes to get started today, and I will start right now. Yes. Go ahead and show up. The world has been waiting for you, and I believe it's time you showed up. Okay, let's move on to the next segment, dealing with anxiety. Yes, and how to boost your confidence. So you're like, I'm ready to go live, Naomi, I'm going to do it, but I'm still a bit anxious. So, what to do in the first 60 seconds? This is so important. When you go live, never, ever, 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 ever say, let's wait for people to join us. It is so important for you to start your broadcast. First thing you can start with is a smile. Like, you can never go wrong starting your broadcast with a smile, introducing yourself, telling us about the topic, thanking the replay viewers, because people will watch the replay, and just finding out where people are joining you from. Now, at the beginning, I strongly recommend that you prepare. Also, tell people. So if your channel is new, if your account is new, don't just go live. Call your friends, your mother, your father, your cousins, your neighbors. Get people around you to show up and sort of support you in the comments. That way, you will not be speaking to yourself. Is that okay? So you have to prepare. Have an accountability partner. These are some of the ways to, limit anxiety, because it can be tough. I got to keep it real. Not everyone can just, switch on and go live and not have, those butterflies just like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm going to throw up. You know, a lot of people, it's not that easy. So these are three things you can do. Prepare for the first 60 seconds, because that will make or break you. Prepare by letting people know around you that you are going live, and have some of them in the comments like, you got this, girl. Those ones. Get them there to support you, and have an accountability partner, someone who can hold you accountable. Quick hint, don't be a one hit wonder. Have a plan. I don't want you to start live streaming and show up today and we don't get to see you for the next 6 months. So it's important that you have a plan to show up consistently. I have a 21-day content calendar, and it's my gift to you if you want it. And what it is 21 days of topics, ideas, that you can use to go live. You can do it over 21 days. You can use it over 6 months, whatever you decide. But it is my gift to you. All you need to do is put 21 in the comments, and I will make sure my assistant sends you the link for you to grab it. Yes, you are welcome in advance. All right. So you are unique. I think it's important for me to let you know because I want to share with you three ways to stand out from the noise using live videos. Because a lot of people say, Naomi, everybody is online, everybody's going live. So why should I go live? Well, yes. Let's be very clear. Everyone else online is not you. Let's be clear. Yes, everybody's going on online. You're welcome, Amomi. Thank you. Everybody's online, but they're not you. You need to understand this. Again, if you're struggling with your identity, if you're struggling to know the value you bring to the world, go back to the person who invited you here because we have a safe space and we have a great place for you at the New Rich Global community. Everybody online is not you. You are the speck. You are one in over 7 billion. You're not one in a million. And let that stick for a minute. And this is not me trying to go all woo woo on you or go all positive speaking on you. This is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I need you to put that in the chat box. It is what it is. It is what it is. You are the speck. So, how do you stand out from the noise? Number one, be consistent. Be consistent. I shared a little bit about this earlier. Don't be a one hit wonder. Be consistent. When you're consistent, when you have a plan, you will stand out. You will stand out. Number two, show up and give value. I'm so big on this. When you are solving problems, it is it is impossible for you to be ignored when you are solving problems. So make a decision today to become a problem finder. And this is my current mood. I am looking for what people are in pain about, what people are struggling with, especially in the social selling industry where I am currently playing big. I am wanting to know. I'm in that place where I want to know. I'm in that place where I want to know, wanting to know. Is that even correct English? You see, this is what happens when you're live. I mean, things can happen and you're like, what did I just say? Scratch that. I am in that place where I want to know what people are dealing with. And I only want to show up to solve those problems. This is one of the reasons why this topic is what we're addressing today, because it's still a big deal. A lot of people are not okay with going live. Those who have gone live, many are not consistent and they don't see the need to be. But there is so much value that live videos can offer you. So I'm hoping that this masterclass, this short, sweet, quick masterclass, gives you all that you need to get started. So show up and give value. And of course, leverage the power of asking and listening. So there's a difference with live videos. When you show up, especially when you have a good number of people watching, ask questions, listen to what they're saying. That's one of the ways I never ran out of things to say at the beginning of my journey because it was easy to just find out what people are struggling with. And on my next session, I would take that up as a topic. And people just wondered how I was doing it, but they were giving me what I needed to help them. My goodness. That's a great hack. So don't ever lose sight of your why. It is so important that you are clear why you started this journey. Be clear on the impact you want to make in your community, nation, and the world. And this is a great time for you to review what you wrote in your journal. I love the book by Simon Sinek and the TED Talk, Start with Why. If you haven't done that exercise, now is a good time to go back and write down all you desire to see happen just because you showed up. And this is where I am going to stop today. This is where I am going to stop today. If you've got any question, please put it there. I will be happy to take it. And if you're watching this on the replay and you have stayed up until this time, my God, you are the real MVP. You are the real MVP. Remember to put 21 in the comments and we will send you the link to where you can get the 21-day content calendar absolutely free. Absolutely free. With love from my heart to yours. Oh, wow. So, Once again, this is the New Rich Show. It has been powered by the New Rich Global Community, where we are on a mission. Sometimes I say to help, to teach, but honestly, we just want to teach you how to leverage your time, create wealth, and build a legacy. I am so grateful that you took the time to be with me today. Of all the things that you could be doing, you chose to spend this time with me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On Monday, I will be back live with a very special show. So that's what we call the New Rich Experience. And it's really where we talk about who we are. And so I am inviting you, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, all at the New Rich Global, so that you can keep up with all that is happening. We have so much in store for you. Thank you once again for joining me. Remember to put 21 in the comments so that you can grab your free gift. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mommy, for joining me. Have a good one. Bye, guys.